Hello, good afternoon once again, ladies and gents. My name is Miguel, aka Mighty Migs, and today's guest we have Tash Feldman.
Hi.
Awesome, yes. And before we go further ahead with this episode, I'd like to mention that the sponsor of this episode is actually Sydney Actors Association. And if you're an actor looking to sharpen their craft in any way, shape, or form, this could be the right place for you because we have a good coach in Sam Haft, and a few of his friends sometimes take over and teach the classes when he's absent, and you got like-minded people who are supportive and constructive. This could be the right place for you if you're looking for that kind of atmosphere, yeah? But without further ado, give us an introduction about yourself, Tash.
So, my name's Tash. I am a dancer, an actor, a singer, and I'm in uni studying a nursing degree as well. So, pretty basic and boring. I've been dancing for about 15 years now, 14? Yeah, 15, 14 years. Acting started with musical theatre, then developed onto the screen. So, since I've been little, doing that as well. Singing started when I was maybe 5 or 6.
Wow.
Playing the piano as well. Played the piano, been doing that when I was little as well. So pretty much everything I've done.
You're a pure creative.
Yeah, creative person. Yeah.
There we go. Just like the previous guest, Sora, you are a triple threat. So triple threat, you can sing, you can dance, you can act. Of course, she's a ballerina as well, one of the most graceful ballerinas I've ever seen. I've never seen her perform live on stage just yet, but I've seen her bits and pieces as well. So she's got a short film as well. She's playing a bad ballerina. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to get into that sometime soon. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. Huh? And out of all of them, in terms of performing, what would you be more passionate about? Acting, dancing, or singing? Be honest.
Well, probably dancing, just because it has been such a big part of my career. It has been such a big part of my career since I was little, and I was kind of raised with it. Acting and singing kind of on the same wavelength. You know, I'm passionate about them, but I don't necessarily practice them as much as I would do with dance, because dance you have to train for so many years and so many times in a week to just keep up your stamina, for example, while with acting and with singing, you can kind of take breaks with it a little bit. I found, and kind of gives me like, if I'm getting too like clouded in my like head or something, or something has gone wrong in my life, I can always take a step back from it. Yeah, while dance, I can never stop doing it. I always have to keep up my fitness and everything.
Of course, yeah, because it sounded like you started dancing out of all them things first. Am I correct?
Yeah, when I was like 3.
3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't even remember what I was doing last year, so I was just being in my terrible 3s towards my parents, yeah. But good on you, yeah. But, when it comes to acting, what appeals to you about acting in general, Tash?
I think just the freedom to just get into any character. So I like to play like very different characters to what I personally act like around in my personal life and with like uni and friends and stuff like that. So I get to kind of just switch on this different persona, and it allows me to just be creative with it and just like act differently to what I'm not like pretty much in real life. Yeah, so I like that switching styles and like the ability to be like, for example, like a mean girl or something. Obviously, I'm not a mean girl. But it's just that change of personality that like, or being like very like helpless and defensive. Also really fun to play.
I can imagine you playing that Valley Girl. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
That is so cool and exciting. Anyway, enough of me impersonating a woman, but I'm not good at that. But yeah, you can play that as well. And then, I've seen that clip where you played that bad ballerina. I mean, of course, it was very impressive. I'm not just saying that lightly. And that's why when you sent it to me, I watched it almost immediately. I was like, that's the girl's going to be working with me. Anyway, just kidding. No, but good, because did you have to do some research in that role there?
No, not really. So pretty much my friend wrote the script for me. So because he knows that I've always wanted to do like something, like have a script like written for me, and because I'm available as well. He pretty much just wrote the entire script around me, and just like having that like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just that like evil kind of sense to it. You know, they'll have like that like stare down, that like bitchy face, kind of pretty much.
RBF.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Like an RBF, you know. So through the mask, you can just see my eyes just pop out a lot. So I had to do a lot of acting with just my eyes because there was a mask on me the whole entire time.
I think it's just comes from internal, you know, because when you're acting with your eyes, remember they say that the eyes are the windows to your soul, and obviously when you're acting like that, you're not acting, you're just in the moment, you're reacting, and then obviously that eyes come from that, the devil within. I mean, sadly, we all have the devil within all of us because. I mean, as we're not bad people in general, but the sad part is we do have a dark side. But in that context, you can bring out your dark side to perform that character as long as it doesn't affect your real life. But good. But that's a good introduction you had there. So because, when it comes to acting, I'm impressed with your enthusiasm about it, and that's why. I'm not going to get into detail because it's just between you and I. But the way you inquired about the recent passion project, I'm thinking, I like this girl's attitude. I might give her a chance, So cool. But anyway, so how did you get started, and what inspired you to become a ballet dancer in the first place?
So pretty much my mom threw me in when I was little.
Oh.
She threw me in when I was little, and I was kind of raised with it, but I didn't start technically wanting to do more with it until I was in year 10, so about 15 years old or 14 years old, something around then. That is when I actually started to get a passion for it. I started doing solos and stuff like that. So yeah, I've just been thrown into it and then just enjoyed it when I got older, and I still enjoy it pretty much.
Okay. So do you get much of a thrill still, performing in front of hundreds or thousands of people?
Oh yeah, it's like the same with acting, whether you're in front of a camera or in front of a huge audience. The thrill is amazing. The adrenaline that comes with it is what I live for. I love the adrenaline.
Hey, you're a born performer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I could be wrong, but I've never seen, because I think acting actually has a longer, career-wise, because you can see 80-year-old people playing acting. Can you see 80-year-old ballerinas out there or not?
I mean, there's some.
There's some? Okay. Look,
there's some that return, and it's a really big deal. But you have to be very healthy in order to do that, and in order to keep dancing until you're 30, pretty much. But most of our careers stop at 25.
Oh, 25? Oh, yeah. Wow. So you got 5 years? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, but you never know. You because the way you teach, you do teaching here and there and whatnot. That could still be in you. You know what I mean? Because you could still do it. Maybe not competitively, but you can do it as a fitness routine.
Yeah.
Because what you said, you're not really into the gym, are you?
No.
Okay, so that's the next best thing to a gym, because ballerinas and gymnasts in general have the strongest core, midsection, because speaking from experience, because one of my old friends, he's back in South Africa now, around the same size as me, a little bit bigger, but he can manhandle me just like that when I used to wrestle him when I was a lot younger, right? We were the same size, but he doesn't even lift weights that much, but he could just manhandled me just like that because of his core strength. And I was impressed because I underestimated him. He didn't have any martial arts background, but he just made me look like, oh man, what the hell? So I'm assuming even ballerinas actually have that similar core, because you have to have that strength, just balancing and spinning and just help, standing in one leg and whatnot. Have you heard of Jean-Claude Van Damme? Van Damme. No, okay, yeah, way before he's one of the 80s, 90s action movie stars that I grew up watching. But he, along with being a karateka, a karate martial artist kind of guy, he was actually a ballerina as well. That's why when I see him kicking in his movies, it's a mixture of karate kicking and ballet kicking. The way he kicks, it's too graceful to be just a karate guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they karate guys and taekwondo guys have graceful kicking, but it looks more graceful than a normal average karate guy kicking. Yeah, so that's the reason why that's how he gets his grace for is from that. But what lessons have you learned in terms of how would you compare, like, how would you make it adaptable? Like, I don't know if it's adaptable is the word, but compatible, that's right, compatible. Acting and ballet, how would you compare that compatible with each other as performing arts?
Like, they're pretty compatible because when dancers are on stage, we are acting. We are acting as a different role every single time. So we have to, with our body especially, we have to act. Are we sad? Are we happy? But because we don't speak any words, it stems a lot from our face and like big grand gestures with our body. So it's quite compatible in a sense. How I would compare it, if I flipped it, I don't necessarily see how it is compatible in a sense because acting is so much different to dance. Acting, you get to use your words. You don't have to like train as hard as well. Physically, and it's more based on like small face emotions as well. So just like minor details that, for example, a big audience can't pick up. A camera can pick it up. So it's the other way, flipping it around, it doesn't necessarily work. But if I would say dance and acting, very compatible because of we have to show big moves and face and everything, and we have to act.
Expressing from inside out. Yeah, inside out. Yeah, I think that's a good analogy there because, of course, like we said, like ballet, you have to be very physically fit or fit enough to do it. But there's so many unfit actors who I know. Not actually most actors who I know are not fit at all. No offense to you guys who are listening, but it is what it is. Because I can just determine, like me being a fitness instructor, personal trainer myself. I could tell. I assess people by the way they move, or just the way they breathe, and just their posture, or just like their figures. Yeah, whether they're fit or not. I know whether they drink or not drink. Whether they work out or not. I don't know where they got drinking from. But you just gotta find a way to let it integrate. Make it compatible. And I will never understand that. Because I'm not a ballet kind of person. But only you can understand that. Yeah, cool. And so the next question is: so even though acting is not your main passion, what makes you interested in acting in general?
Well, I guess I kind of like talked about this already by the means of just allowing myself to turn into another character and just like put on like this impression of the role that I got given, like being a killer. Loved it. It was so fun, so different. Would never be a killer in real life, so it was like fun to like play a role. For this project as well, it's showing so much emotion and desperation. That is also really fun, and I like changing the roles all the time. Yeah, I get to show like my sad stuff and like my proper acting now.
Well, this is a bit of a spoiler alert anyway, but for those of you listening. But when I first watched that short film, I thought the girls were the bad guys. Like the girls that were stalking were the bad guys because they're intruding, they're trespassing. Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, poor Tash, get out of there. But then when I realized it was the other way around, I was like, no, girls, run, get out of there. And but it was good because like it was for a short film. It was around 5 minutes or something like that. I can't remember, but it was very well done. Because I did feel like the sinister nature of your character and how the girls really portrayed that victim. You know what I mean? And I felt bad for the girls' characters. Just like, oh, you killed them just because you stalked them. You just called the cops. But anyway, if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't have been a great short film. You know what I mean? Because remember, when it comes to these short films and whatnot, you have to, the main point is to tell your story to entertain. Okay? So when you told your story, your story was just like, oh, leave me alone or I'm going to kill you. But then you followed up on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, and you're this popular, ballerina instructor from online. You know, so yeah, and did you guys was it Instagram that you guys used or?
For
I don't know, just pretend Instagram, like live video Instagram, like
no, because I think they like I don't know what they did actually, but they like inserted like a chat from somewhere. No clue.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think they did it manually, like wrote up all the stuff because it had to say my specific name, for example, so they couldn't just get it from Instagram or something. They actually had to input my character's name into it in order for it to make sense.
Okay, yep. And like what you said, like the director and the writer actually just made that whole short film up just for you yourself.
Yeah.
In general, yeah. So that's good. That's good because that was their imagination. They got their inspiration from just maybe meeting you, and then they got inspiration from watching a movie that was similar. You know what I mean? And they probably just did that. I don't know, but they saw you doing it and you did it well. And what was obviously like you were playing that like vicious character. What was the most fun thing about that?
The most fun thing about it,
You can say if you want to kill the people, you can do that.
Like that was fun, but I think it was mostly just being like, just like covered in blood, like fake blood, obviously, guys, fake blood, okay. But just like the action of when you're killing and the blood is like being sprayed on, like that was really fun because I've never experienced something like that ever in my life. So it was like a new experience, and then once we did the shot, I was like, wow, like why do I have adrenaline rushing in me now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're being in the moment.
Yeah.
So was the fake blood chocolate dyed red as well?
No, it was glycerin.
Oh, glycerin.
It was glycerin mixed with water and red food coloring.
Oh, wow.
And it got into our eyes and everything, which is horrible. It stung very, very badly.
Wow. I mean, the few times I've had to use blood or just whatever you call it, like the Count. Remember the one where I had the gash over here? That was chocolate dyed red. You know, I mean, I didn't taste it because I'm not into chocolate, but it was chocolate dyed red, and throughout the whole time I had chocolate in my face, so color red.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I remember during the lunch break in the first day of filming, I took everybody, not everybody, but we got some food in nearby and next to the station in Chatswood, and then I still had that the fake blood on me. People were looking at me and they're like, "Are you alright, bro? Are you alright?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just makeup." And then okay, and then next thing you know, I just hope that I didn't see a cop because a cop would have been just like, "What the hell happened to you?" So but it could have been worse. Yeah. But because when you were covered in blood and whatnot, I mean, was it hard to wash off as well afterwards, or what?
It actually wasn't hard to wash off. We did get stained just a little bit, but it came off very easily. Actually, we all had showers and it was gone.
Oh, easy peasy. Yeah. The poor guy's bathtub's full of fake blood afterwards. Yeah. But that's cool. Yeah, because when you're in the moment like that, so you just don't care about how you look like and how you're acting because you just in the moment. You know what I mean? Because acting is one of those things. Like I said, you're just being in the moment and you just want to make sure that you tell the story right from your character's perspective. Yeah, because you're pretty much the main character there. And it's pretty much centered around your character being a popular, ballerina blogger or instructor. It came naturally as well because in real life you still teach ballet here and there, and you want to make it that just came natural. You know what I mean? So So my suggestion to you is when you get the chance, even after our project, you're going to play a different character, and or even when you get somebody who's want to work with you in the future, do something that's the opposite. Maybe, like I said, like the hostage or like some kind of victim of something horrific or whatever you call it. That's just an idea, because just to show different sides of Tash as an actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be just typecasted as that bad girl. You want to show them that you can play the good girl as well. You want to show them that you can play, Juliet, or you can play the girl next door. You can play a good daughter or a good sister, and when you get older, a good mother. So use that to your advantage. So I have a feeling when you're 30 years old, you're going to look almost exactly the same anyway.
Yeah.
It's the Russian genetics.
Yeah, it's not going to change. Not much is going to change, guys.
Yeah. Just wait until you meet her mum.
Yeah.
Tasha, remember how you talked to Tasha?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So you already answered the next one, which is like, what was it like playing your role as a popular ballet dancer in the short film We're on Live? Throughout the whole this recording, I forgot the name of the short film, so that's why this saved me over here. But how long did you guys go for anyway? Let's change the question a little bit. How long did you guys go for filming that?
So it was 3 days in a row, and it was, the first day was 12 hours, second day was 13 hours, 14 hours, and the last day was 16 hours we were filming.
Damn. Okay. What made it long? Was it just take after take, or?
We had a very, very big, production. But the thing that we struggled with is just getting the perfect shots with lighting, for example, and then mics as well. We were all mic'd up. So audio was a very, very big thing for us, because if there's no audio, then it's not gonna work at all. Then because it was also so small, it doesn't look on the videos that the house was small at all. It looks big, but when we were filming, it was tiny corridors that the camera had to go through and follow us and everything. So it was really hard with just fitting all of us in. We had people just standing, just an arm going through for the lighting or something. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was hard. That's why we were there for so long, and we had to start early and then come home at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, do it again at 12 or something. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, because even though you said it's a small house, the DOP actually made a good job making it look like it's a bigger house, because when I saw it, I thought it was going to be at least the normal house, where it's just it's not just the size of this office here, but but it's just an imagination that the DOP will have and the director will have when it comes to that kind of recording, so the actor stamina, like Sora and I were just talking about it, when it comes to filming, film acting, you have to consider it like a marathon. You have to pace yourself. You don't sprint in a marathon. You just pace yourself, because the ideal thing of filming an actual movie or a short film is that you have to get better and better, slowly but surely, here and there anyway, as the more takes that you do, because in acting we call that the Meisner technique. So the Meisner technique is just repetition. So there's a saying: the more you say a lie, the more you believe it. Right? It's not much different to that theory and to that method type of acting. You have to just consider it the more you say it, the more you believe it. When the more takes you did, isn't it? The more you believed and the more you're being into it, right?
Yeah.
There we go. That's called the Meisner technique. And those are the two. Actually, the other one is actually Stanislavski, which is, focusing the objective. Those are the two method type of acting that I've learned that is the most effective. Other method acting, I've found some practicality into it, but for me, those two are my favorites. So I'll teach you that as well. More about that, when we rehearse for our upcoming thing. So I'll help you run it down, so that in the next time when you do it, it'll be easy for you to play the role of, Amanda Wilson.
Yeah.
So but it is what it is. But what about those two girls that you killed in the short film? Were they nice to work with?
Oh yeah, there was actually 3 of us. They were lovely. Loved them. Yeah, none of us knew each other, so all of us kind of just put everyone in and was like, okay, make it work.
Yeah, you made it work.
Yeah, no, but we became like really good friends at the end, which is really nice. Everyone got along with each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's who you know, not what you know, because of course you have to have the talent as well. But it's in most cases you just have to know the right people. You know, so yeah, so if you're best friends with or if you're good, if you know people who are doing well, you're building their reputation. You don't want to, I'm not saying that you have to be a goody goody or just like a brown noser the whole time, but you just have to work. When you get on set or to an audition, just treat it like a job. Like you have to show up on time or just earlier, and just do the best you can. But under the direction, it's just like any other job, and that's why I don't see any point when there's so many washed up actors in the past who have ruined their careers only because they're treating them, they act so conceited, they act so just they think they're better than the director or the producer or better than everybody else on set. In some ways, in so many ways, I don't see any point in that because, stardom or whatever you call it, success can just go just like that, when you just made a few bad choices or even just one bad choice. I'm not talking about cancel culture, but, I'm talking about more like, just be professional. You heard of Megan Fox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why after Transformers Part 2, why she disappeared from the limelight? Because in the first two Transformers movies, she just didn't get along well with Steven Spielberg and Michael Bay. Michael Bay's the director, and Steven Spielberg was the producer of those two films back then. And, you don't have to agree with them and everything, but remember, they're in charge. They're in charge. Just do what they say and do the best you can, and that's all you do. Don't act like, I'm saying you, but this is for the viewers as well, especially because a lot of actors will be listening to this. Just do the best you can. Yeah, I'm not perfect at being that as well, but you have to do the best you can and just have fun and be professional, because it's just a profession and a job just like any other profession. Just as professional, you have to be just as professional as when you're working at Coles or Woolies. Be courteous, plain and simple. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, what words of encouragement would you give to other actors and creators who are going through discouragement right now, Tash?
What I would recommend, well, like everybody says this, keep on going, don't give it up. But like, I feel like if you actually find friends that you can like practice with each other, or just like even be with like within a good like relationship with each other, really helps with like acting, for example, because I feel like you both cheer each other on. If something doesn't work out, they're not just gonna be like, oh, that's too bad, but I got the role. They're actually gonna help you get through. If you're having like a mental block, for example, they're actually gonna help you get through it because they've been through the same thing. Like they know where you're coming from. So I think just finding like even having like one friend from acting is really, really good, just to help with like mental blocks, for example, and just like being prepared, for example, getting into an audition and like how should I do this? Yeah, so it's really, I feel like that's really good. Like I have some acting friends as well that I talk to, and they really help with like mental stuff, for example, and also physical stuff.
Yeah, I suppose, because iron sharpens iron. I mean, it is a biblical kind of thing, but I do agree with that. And even at my age right now, I'd say that there's most people who I end up just getting along with are fellow creatives. You know what I mean? And sadly, I don't really get along with much personal trainers because personal trainers have more egos than actors. They do. I mean, from my experience, no offense to my other fellow personal trainers who are actually listening to this, but the thing is, when you surround yourself with people who are like-minded and whatnot, I mean, the sky's not even the limit. You have to just like what you said, you stick to the very few friends who are also actors or like-minded. You feel like you can just get anything done. You always have to have that motto: the best is yet to come. And acting is one of those ageless things. Of course, as time goes by, I'm never going to play that boy next door. because not just because of my look, but because of my age. But but I'll always play a cop, because I often play a cop still. But you can still play. You can always play that ballet teacher. You can play that ballet. Even I can see you playing when you're 40, hypothetically. Okay, no rush to get into 40 yet. I can see you still playing like not just a ballet instructor, but a ballerina. Ballerina, yeah. Okay, so I can see you still playing that.
Yeah.
Okay, because when you play those kinds of roles, it'll be natural to you because, you're a real ballerina in real life. But if you had a dream role you want to play aside, I'm not talking about like the ballet teacher kind of role or the ballet instructor like in We're on Live, but what would it be? Would it be something like Catwoman or Batwoman or something like that, or just like being a female lead in Top Gun Maverick or Top Gun sequel or something like that? What would it be?
Secret agent, spy, any movie, any role, I'll take it.
Okay, so secret agent and spy. You're not just the only lady who said that in this podcast as a guest, but I've had a handful of other guests saying the same thing. They want to play CSI or NCIS or whatever you call it, like a secret agent. It's something about that role. I mean, they have different reasons. What would your reason be why you like to play those roles?
Because it's just so, like, you just wouldn't get to do it as a job in real life. So it's like the opportunity to actually become this role is so fascinating and so exciting because it's not an everyday job. Like, I don't think I've ever met someone that was a spy ever in my life.
They're not allowed to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like kind of that like secretive, like, I don't know. It's fun. It's exciting. It gets your adrenaline pumping as well.
Okay. Would you be open to playing like a soldier girl or something like that?
No.
No?
Not a soldier.
Okay, yeah, because it can be very similar to not secret agent, but like a detective or that special kind of agent. Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, because when somebody says that, I can envision them playing that soldier girl, or like, would you be open to playing like a female superhero or whatever you call it?
Yeah,
let's say, remember, Natasha Romanoff is a Russian girl, so I'm talking about Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson's character. Would you be open to playing something like that?
I never watched the Black Widow, but I guess so.
Oh, the Avengers.
Yeah.
Do you?
Like, I don't mind it, but I like the villain side more just because it's exciting. The villain side, I feel like, to play is more exciting than, I would say,
well, like Angelina Jolie as that witch in that Snow White movie.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, like that is fun. Having that.
I think I think when you get older, that'll suit you. But right now, other roles will suit you. But I could be wrong. Because remember, I'm not a casting director. I'm not a director. But I can see you playing that when you get older. You know what I mean? So yeah, because there are some, like, for example, like when I was around your age or when I was in my 20s, the role of James Bond wouldn't suit me because I was too young. But when you take a look at, most of the recent actors, the last few actors who played James Bond were already in their 40s, and then now I just hit my 40s. It feels comfortable and it feels like it's the most fun role I've ever played, but it's not very challenging anymore. But it would have been very challenging when I was in my 20s because I didn't have enough life experience back then. But, nowadays it's suitable for guys my age, yeah. But in terms of that, okay, so what about the Scarlet Witch or something like that in Avengers? Remember her? Like, I'll show you later. Or what about, would you be open to playing in a period movie, like periodical movie? Like, you can play the Warrior Princess or something like that. Or you ever seen... what's a good movie? Trying to think. I'm in a mind blank here. Would you be open to playing, like, not just a detective, but would you play like a police officer?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, or would you be open to playing like a SWAT team member?
Sure, I guess. I don't really know.
Okay. Well, if you're unsure, you probably don't want to do it just yet. But it's all good. As time goes by, you'll find these roles. In a way, the role you won't find the roles. The roles will find you.
Yeah.
Just like you didn't choose acting, acting chose you. Just like you didn't choose ballet, ballet chose you. Because you got the ballet bug and the acting bug. Those are both incurable stuff, and can be one of the connections that you have when you, as time goes by, and then I'll give you some good roles there. Yeah, I'll make sure that you're going to play the roles that you want to play.
Yeah.
Even the bad girl is like, listen, don't hit me, so don't kill me or what you call it. Yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Okay, any last thoughts before we conclude?
No, I'm happy.
Oh, look at that. Now, another short but sweet episode, which is good. Sometimes you don't want to listen to an hour, just two people talking. Yeah. But it's all good. But thanks anyway for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please press the like and subscribe buttons in the description box below. And it's gratitudes like that, actions like that's going to encourage me to keep going with this. Actually, I'm going to keep going without your consent anyway, but I appreciate your time. And this is Tash, and I'm Miguel, aka Mighty Migs, and thank you for tuning in until the next episode. Please take care of yourselves. Adios.